All right, changing up the vibe a little bit because this is gonna be a good one. Ah, man. Today's stream is brought to you by Sleeper app. Go for a Hail Mary on Sleeper picks and win up to 100 times your money. Use promo code BCS and Sleeper will 100% match your first deposit up to $100 instantly. So yeah, this is gonna be a very interesting one because you're gonna learn a lot about some of the political dynamics that's happening with the Dallas Cowboys, that I'm seeing happening with Blue, and it's good, man. A lot of fans that's excited about Blue. This video, you gonna like it because it's gonna really kind of give you some insight. And people that's pro Blue, I'm gonna show you the kind of political dynamics that's working for him. I know a lot of people kind of really interested into this, and so I'm gonna make sure that I explain this. So a lot of times when I do content, I pride myself on being a person that shows my work and show my receipts, so that we can kind of really understand and the real dynamics of what's happening with the Cowboys. It's also, I would say, how I set myself apart from a lot of other people that might be in the space. I'm more of the investigative type. I'm more of the person that's gonna show the evidence and stuff like that. And that's why people enjoy my content. So if you like this type of stuff, first of all, make sure you hit that like and subscribe to this channel. And you gonna keep getting stuff like this, man. We not gonna let you down. I promise you that. Also, real quick before we get into it, I've been dropping a lot of bangers, and they doing good. This is the first time I've been doing these shorter form videos, and so something you can kind of just ride to and just kind of digest it faster. And I'm still giving you the evening shows, so I'm doubling it up. So getting into it, I see a divide, and a divide to me is coming from Stephen Jones, and I even think Jerry is on the opposite side, and I'm gonna prove it. I don't say stuff like that without proving it. I see a power dilemma going on with Blue, but the person that's on the side of Blue is Stephen Jones, and I believe it's Will McClay. So I'm gonna kind of go through that evidence and kind of showcase it to you. So first of all, if you just kind of look at even when Blue was drafted and you look at Stephen Jones, he is obviously the most excited person in the room, right? So a lot of people ask me, who made the pick? Who made the pick? If I'm reading body language, you looking at Stephen Jones looking like a kid at a candy store, and like he looking for people to high five. He waving at Will like, Will, shake my hand, Will, shake my hand. I'm so happy for Blue. You can see it, man. And so then when you listen to him, it's just, you can just read it. You can see the guy that's pushing it for Blue.
Everybody's getting in the mix. I think, one thing that was exciting to me, we had a penalty on the play, which is what we got to get out of the game is, our game is, we got to reduce these penalties. I mean, you're going to have some. It's inevitable, but, I love the play Blue made when he went for about 15 down the right sideline. Yep. You could really see the juice and the speed that he can bring to this offense when you get him in space.
Yeah. What was exciting for me, and then if you kind of look into the background, that's what I see, because I show y'all stuff, man. Some people ask me, well, who made the pick if it wasn't Shotty? Who made the pick? So Cowboys Vice President of Player Personnel Will McClay banged the table for almost a week before the draft began because of Blue's 4.38 40-yard dash speed. McClay used the adjective explosive 5 times when explaining his selection back in April. Okay, so listen, y'all. People be wanting evidence. I'm gonna give it to you. At the end of the day, in the NFL, you're looking for explosive playmakers, and he's an explosive playmaker. McClay said, you put him in the backfield behind with what we've built on the line, and he has a chance to be explosive. An explosive player that can flip the field for you on carries can also win you some matchups in one-on-one coverage versus linebackers. He's an explosive player. It's a different speed that he plays at. So if I'm keeping score, the two people that are obviously pushing, in my opinion, for Blue is Stephen Jones and then Will McClay. All right. I also believe there's a divide. I believe, and it's honestly because I've already, I do homework on this stuff, man. I don't just talk. I'm never gonna be that guy that's just making up shit for content. That ain't my style. My style is to give y'all the honest, true, measured pattern of what's going on. And so that we can be educated, so that we can kind of see that sometimes there's a dynamic. There's a different dynamic that's going on. And for the record, I like Blue. I like Blue. Like, he's articulate. He seems like he's ready for the moment mentally. He doesn't seem to be overwhelmed with the lights of Dallas. It's like he sits down and he feels like a natural in the lights. It don't seem like it's too big for him. He commands the camera. It's a lot of stuff you could just like about him, But, business is where I got to keep business first. And so the divide comes in because I've done massive research on this. I went back 37 years. If you really want to kind of see me go through the details, go watch this video that I did. And it's just epic, where I go through literally 37 years of Schottenheimer history and a style and a height weight ratios of the type of backs that they both use, both daddy and the son. Like, it's unrefutable.
Well, who would the back that resemble Blue?
Hold on, I didn't mean to, on that clip. That was a wrong clip. That was Henny when he was going off. My bad, because he went off on that video. But I basically went through a bunch of history on that. Okay, so where, to me, there's a divide. Now, a lot of people say, why you say it's a divide? Are you telling me, and this is where I got to use my common sense, you not going to talk me into that, even though Stephen Jones is obviously high on Blue, and you can hear it in his interviews, you could also hear that Brian, and you can see Brian, through his history, has a different style. It's just what it is. And if you've been doing something for 37 years, consistently, you and your dad, it's in the family. This is why my boy CJ say, don't put mayonnaise on my burger. If I've been eating the same type of burger for 37 years, I'm not gonna be delusional enough to think that he just suddenly changed. So, and then when I listen to the clues, you can hear that there's a difference, because when you listen to Steven and they ask him about trades and trading for running backs, he says no. Now listen, I do real content on this channel. I don't play with this shit. Listen, it's already on record. People done sent it to me. Steven said they're not trading for a running back. Well, listen to the daddy.
Can help this defense, and certainly I don't want to preclude anything on offense either. And so all of that.
So daddy was talking about trades, and he said, don't even discount anything on offense neither. Then you listen to Shotty.
On the season-ending IR last week, is Phil Maffa a guy y'all want to open the practice window for?
We're talking about different things. Again, Phil's been doing good with all his rehab and things like that, and a lot of things that we like about Phil. But there's other options out there potentially as well, and we're keeping all those options open.
He talked about being open for trades. Yeah. Shotty talked about being open for trades. He did. So then you got to say, because I'm putting it all together for you to where you can't miss this. This is impossible not to see unless you don't want to see it. Listen at him from this question at James Slater.
And what about running back by committee? Are we going to see that again next year?
That all depends. We got to be flexible enough based on our roster. But again, I know he's a free agent, but just.
So notice the first part he said is it all depends. So what you see in terms of if it's a committee or not depends. And what does it depend on? It depends on the staffing. It depends on the personnel that's placed on him. That's what it depends on. So whether you see a bell cow back or a committee, it all depends. So we got to keep up with the political dilemmas, because it's true. Let me give you something to where if you still saying Boss is on some conspiracy theory stuff, let me show you where you cannot refute that sometimes there's a divide. Watch this.
What are the chances that we roll into training camp and they're just going to roll with the receivers that they have? And they say Jonathan Mingo is going to get the shot at number 2.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Well, at least as far as
So I don't think Mingo is going to happen. Now listen to Nick Harris. Listen, and he was talking about this is before the Pickens trade. Listen,
the people that are pushing behind the doors for this to get addressed.
The people that are pushing behind the doors for this to get addressed. And I said this before. If somebody is pushing for something, that also means they getting some resistance to something. The people that are pushing, listen.
For them to get a number 2 wide receiver. My question is, does it happen before OTAs? Does it happen before mandatory?
And so then we know after the fact, more details came out. Listen.
How were you guys able to get this deal done to acquire George Pickens? I think even after the draft had concluded, all of us were looking at your roster saying, man, they need to get another player opposite of CeeDee Lamb to sort of complete the offense. And you guys were able to get it done this week.
Yeah, all credit to Jerry and Shadi for pushing it and making sure we stayed on top of it.
Who?
And after the draft, we continued to go through and...
Who was pushing? Hold on. Let me hear that again.
And, man, they need to get another player opposite of CeeDee Lamb to sort of complete the offense. And you guys were able to get it done this week.
Yeah, all credit to Jerry and Shadi
for Jerry and Shadi
for pushing it and making
for pushing it. So let me go back and listen to Nick Harris and see if I'm tripping.
What are the chances that we roll into training camp and they're just going to roll with the receivers that they have? And they say Jonathan Mingo is going to get the shot at number 2.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Well, at least as far as the people that are pushing behind the doors for this.
The people that are pushing behind the doors. And then after they come out.
And, man, they need to get another player opposite of CeeDee Lamb to sort of complete the offense. And you guys were able to get it done this week.
Yeah, all credit to Jerry and Shadi for pushing it and making sure we stayed on.
So, we heard the 2 names that was pushing it. What was the name that we didn't hear? Yeah. So now it starts to kind of make sense why you hear Jerry talking about a potential trade on offense, and then you hear also Brian talking about being open to trade. It looks like we have another push, another tug of war. But I want to do this video so that people that follow my channel can get the receipts and they can kind of get a better feel of what's going on. I'm on the side of Brian Schottenheimer. I ain't gonna lie. I am because Brian Schottenheimer was the one that was pushing for Pickens. And it was him and Jerry. It wasn't Steven. I just personally want Brian to get the type of identity that he wants. If he's going to cook, I want him to have his groceries. It's no knock on Blue. I think Blue dope. I even still think Blue could work. But what I want first is my head coach to get his vision. It's almost like the days of when Dan Quinn was obviously pushing for Bobby Wagner, and he had the number one defense. Wouldn't it have been right to give him the final piece that he need? Wouldn't that have been right? But what did they do? They forced their guy, LVE, on to that defense. And see, that's why you got to keep your eyes open for this stuff, because Will McClay and Steven, they got a philosophy. If you pick them, you got to play them.
That's the most important thing, is if you pick them, you got to use them.
If you pick them, you got to use them. So we got to keep our eyes open for this stuff. But, hey, your boy Boss showed me, man, I'm going to always do this. I'm going to show you receipts. I'm going to show you unrefutable evidence. That's the brand of my channel. That's why I go by Boss Show Me. So y'all continue to kind of like and subscribe to this type of stuff, because most people ain't gonna go in depth like this and show you the level of receipts that I'm showing and the level of truth. Because I want to be a Cowboy fan, but I never want to be a gullible Cowboy fan. I want to be that person that's giving y'all the truth and getting the truth. It's your boy Boss Show Me, man, giving y'all the facts again. And I'm going to be back later showing more film. And y'all support all these shorter videos that I'm doing. I'm out.